Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another workshop series by OPM Tools. And today we'll be going over voice AI. Now, again, it's one this quarter. All we've targeted is the different components of AI within OPM Tools and the importance of it. And I have been trying to build up the curiosity until this week for the voice AI itself. The reason is voice AI is really, really powerful, and it's not that even advanced, well, it is, but it's not that hard that you can't set it up. But then again, when you have experts like us, we can set it up for you. So what is voice AI? We've talked a lot about conversation AI, image AI, funnel AI, things like that. But what is voice AI? What is the first idea that comes to the mind? The mind says it will be an AI agent that will be handling the calls, either making the calls or receiving the calls. So within OPM Tools right now, what we have is the inbound voice AI agent. What it does is it will pick up the call and handle the call for you. That's all it is. So why, before we jump into voice AI and setting it up, we need to understand why voice AI is needed or is something that early stage businesses should opt for. All right. So when it comes to early stage businesses, what voice AI can do is it can provide them a receptionist. It can provide them someone to handle the Q&A calls. It can provide them someone to handle the support questions. It can handle them a person or a virtual person who is always on call, always ready for support, and it will never, what should I say, take a break, go on a holiday, or do anything like that. And it will keep on being trained by the information that you provided. So when you set up a call person, be it a receptionist or be it a salesperson, anyone that is handling the inbound calls, what do? You give them an SOP. What does the SOP have? It has a script, it has objection handling, it has a Q&A or the FAQs, the frequently asked questions, and you tell it, if this is the question, this is the answer. If this is the question, that is the answer. If the customer wants this, behave like this. If the customer wants that, behave like that. So you give them specific answers to specific questions, and then you provide him a vague understanding of, if there's a question that's not within the books or not within the script, this is how you have to handle it. The same way you have to train an AI agent as well. Nothing different. Instead of giving the instead of handing out a piece of paper, you just need to copy and paste the prompt into its prompt section, and you have your AI agent ready. So what can the AI agent do for you? It can handle, as I said earlier, it can be a receptionist. It can handle all the inbound calls that are coming in, and it can identify if those calls are fluff, if they are Q&As, if they are troubleshoots, if they need to be sent over to a different department, it needs to be forwarded somewhere else, or if it needs to be managed or handled on the call itself. So, for example, if Michael calls me and I have the voice AI agent, what will it be like? It will be something like this. The AI agent picks up. Michael says, "Hey, I have a problem." "Yeah, Michael, what is the problem that you're facing?" Let's say Michael says something like, "Your forms are not working." "All right, Michael, have you tried doing this? Or can you tell me more about the forms?" Michael says, "Okay, this is this, and this is the entirety of the problem." Based on what Michael said, the AI will be able to diagnose if whether this problem is something that can be solved on the call, or will this problem must be escalated to someone else. For example, Cohen or Oren. So that voice AI agent can do that. And what you have is you have a 24/7 robot, which is a replacement for the actual human being, who can handle calls every day, all the time, 24/7, 365 days, even on the 4th of July, even on St. Patrick's Day, even on New Year's and Christmas Eve. It does not need a holiday. It does not have a wife and kids that it needs to take care of. It does not get sick, and it will never ask you for a raise. So that is one fixed cost that you can always plan it out. But when we thought about cost, yes, there is a cost to everything, and it does contain a cost. The cost is, for every minute that the voice AI handles, it will charge you 15.6 cents per minute. So that's $0.156 per minute. So if it handles, let's say, a 10-minute call, then a 10-minute call will be worth somewhere around $1.56. So that's what it will cost you. And then you can add it up to the number of hours in a day and everything like that, and you'll have your actual cost. That is not about it being active, it's about when it handles the call. And one AI agent can handle multiple calls at the same time. Now, why should early stage business should opt for it? That was the initial question. The reason is, one, it's not an expensive expenditure in order to test out the system. Secondly, it is a one point solution, a one man army to handle all your incoming calls, and it can direct those calls to the preferred departments based on what the conversation was like. Third, it will have a voice recording, and not just that, the call recording, and not just that, it will also send you the summary of the call on your email or whichever email you provided. And fourth, it can even be used in automations. But the automations, the setting up the actions, all of that advanced stuff, and the advanced prompt will be coming onto the next week. Today, it's all about the basic. So at least you can go into the system and play with it, try it out, learn for yourself. Try to mimic your personality into that personality by feeding it whatever you want. So, how AI can test, learn, and optimize sales and support processes? That is a question that we get from multiple businesses. Like, how can AI do that? AI can do it by learning from you, by the prompt or the information that you provided. You can provide it the style of talking that it needs to do. If you wanted to do a Western style, just feed it the Western style and it will talk like Western. If you wanted someone to be your AI agent to be a cowboy riding a horse in the middle of nowhere, tell it that and it will mimic that style for you. So it depends upon what style you want it to be. Now, when you're experimenting with voice AI for inbound calls, the case examples that you have, first of all, is the receiving of the cold call in. So if you're receiving a lot of cold calls or if you're receiving a lot of solicitation, well, solicitation would be a bad word. I'd say a lot of random calls. Yes, you can have the spam blocker if you want, but if you want to see if maybe one of those calls might be a good thing for you, you can let the AI handle that. Let the AI figure it out and send it to you only when it finds someone worth talking to. Then we have the appointment reminders. Well, appointment reminders in this case will not work properly. But if someone has a question about their upcoming appointments with you or with the services or the products that you've sold, a voice AI can handle that. So, for example, your business is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. What happens during 5 p.m. to 9 a.m.? If someone has a problem with your service or your product, they will call the business line. You don't want them to call you at your home when you're taking a break. You can let the AI handle that. It can actually de-escalate the matter so that that matter can be moved on for another day. Then you have the lead qualification. So let's say if you're in a business where people call you to get hired or people call you to get placed, if you're in an outsourcing agency, if you're a staffing agency, you can utilize voice AI to act as a lead qualification. So if someone is in the ad business, if someone is in the advertising business or providing services, what they can do is they can utilize the voice AI to handle all the people that are calling and they want their ads to be set up. And then the voice AI can handle all the questions like their first name, last name, where their venue is, what their services are, what products they offer, what products they want, what they are happy with, and things like that. And then based on that data, the AI will be able to divert that traffic to the appropriate person. So for what does that mean? What does the flow look like? Again, I will use Michael in this case. Michael calls me and he says, "Hey, I'm looking to purchase one of your screens nearby. I want to place my advertisement on that. What do you have?" The AI will be able to tell it how many screens we have, where do we have it, if there are available, what size they are available, how many loops then it do, what different quantities there are. Everything can be discussed on the call if the owner of the business wants the AI to handle such a call. If not, all the AI needs to do is, all the AI will do is, if you're interested in our screens, why not I just forward you to our sales director, Chandler, in this case? And they'll be like, okay, that's great. Well, since Chandler is out of office right now because it's out of the business hours, what if we give you an email or we tell Chandler to call you first thing tomorrow morning? It says, okay, that's great. I would love that. The call hands up, and the AI working with the system automatically puts a task on Chandler to call that specific number tomorrow. So
Awesome.
that can be done easily. So things like that. Now, again, when you're working with a small scale, the first thing that small based industries or small businesses worry about is the extra cost. The cost of hiring another person, the cost of setting up a system, the cost of whether it will work or not, the replacement costs, and there's so many hidden costs. The person gets baffled. He gets angry. He gets like, what the hell is happening? And sorry, the word that I just used will be censored out. It's not allowed in the YouTube videos. So yeah, but that is a frustration that everyone deals with. So that is when AI can opt in. And then again, the only limitation right now within the OPM tools is that the voice AI is for inbound calls only, and that's a good thing. Why? Because the moment it gets released for outbound calls, the people in the US are going to receive a lot of robotic calls from call centers and things like that. And I believe, and I truly believe this, no one wants that. So that's why US have a lot of regulations for which the outbound calls for voice AI is not yet released. Anyways, let's move forward. That would be a very sensitive topic to discuss. Then we have Cohen with us, who will be showing you the live demo of how to set it up in in OPM tools, and how to actually make it, how to name it, what different kinds there are. And then we're going to talk about the benefits and the Q&As. So Cohen, would you like to share your screen? So how to reach this voice AI? In your sidebar on the left hand side, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see settings. Click on that. And then under the business service, you'll see automation, calendars, conversation AI, and voice AI agents. Click on voice AI agents. Click on it. Not email services, voice AI agents. Sorry, I like to talk to the system as if it's a human being. It's just one of my irregular, I don't know, it's something. Then we have two, which we have already made. One of them is Maverick. Now, Maverick is completely named by us. You can name it whatever you want. It's up to you. It's based on how you want to remember it. So let's give it a moment to load. And this is where you have your agent. Or you can create a new one, but this will be the same screen that will open up for you. The first thing that you need to type out is the agent name. The agent name does not affect the voice AI at all. It's just a name that makes you understand what that AI agent is doing. Or you can name it anything you want. You can call it a sales receptionist. You can call it a sales manager. You can call it a Q&A. You can call it a feedback. You can go as much as you want with it. Then you have the languages. Now, one of the biggest concerns of businesses have is when they are offering their services to a multiple different communities of multiple different languages, can they cater to them all? Right now, they can, but the limitation with this is one bot per language. So if you click on languages, the languages that show up in front of you are English, Portuguese, Brazil, Spanish, French, German, Italian, and Dutch. Now, within the US, English and Spanish are two of the most common languages there are. So you can now target, or you can now handle the Spanish calls as well, and you do not have to teach the AI Spanish. It will learn on its own. It already knows on its own, so it will be able to handle the call on its own. So yeah, then you have French, German, Italian, and Dutch as well. Then you can set the time zone. And the reason you need to set the time zone is so that when you provide the AI agent its availability hours, so for example, you don't want the AI agent to be active during business hours. You want your actual salespeople to handle the calls. So that way, whenever someone calls that particular number, the voice AI is turned off. That's why you'll just enter the time zone. It will be the time zone of your business operations. And then in the next screen, you'll be able to add the hours, or you can limit the hours as well. You can play around with it as much as you want. Then you have the agent's initial message. This is the initial message that it will call, or it will say on the call. Hey there. Hey, Michael. Hey, Cohen. You have reached OPM Tools. How can I help you today? All right, things like that. So you can change it out to as much as you want or whatever you want. It could be, hey, buddy, hey, friend, yo, Michael, something like that. Whatever you want, you can play around with it. But then again, remember that you're doing it for the people who are on the other line, who are going to be basically your clients or potential clients, or people who want to know about your service. So don't be that casual until and unless that is your personality. Now, moving to the top again, you have the business name. Now, our business name is OverPower Marketing. You'll provide your own business name. The reason is that wherever you mention in your prompt that talk about the business, it will say the correct business name, straightforward. And then you have multiple different voices to play around with. Now, this is something very interesting. How many voices do we have? Let's see. Scroll down. A lot. So you have Adam, who's calm and smart. Let's go with something, let's say Victoria, classy and mature.
One may say the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility.
Were you able to hear that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Then we have, let's go to Tanya, upbeat and expressive. And no, I'm not just choosing girls randomly. I will be choosing a boy's name as well. I just wanted the upbeat and expressive sound fun. That's why.
The best thing about the future is that it only comes one day at a time.
And based on the live, this voice AI has been live for some of our clients. And the responses we've got is most people do not even realize that they're talking to an AI agent until and unless we teach it to tell it so in the first message, like, hey, this is the voice AI representative of OPM, or something like, hey, this is AI OPM. Unless you tell it to speak it like that, its conversation will not be able to be understood by every other person. There might be a few people, obviously, who will be able to catch it, but majority of them don't, especially when they're not even expecting to be talking to an AI bot. Then let's go to, I saw James, middle-aged. Perfect.
Experience is not what happens to a man. It is what a man does with what happens to him.
Yeah, now that sounds kind of robotic. I'm going to find one. Mature author.
No yesterdays are ever wasted for those who give themselves to today.
Now, this sounds like a telesalesperson, someone on the screen, someone doing that motivational speeches. So then again, you have multiple different, and you can find your voice. Let's see. I know I have one. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, Ryan.
Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right.
So then again, you have multiple different accents to play with, multiple different versions to play with. You can find if the nature of your business is more appealing when they are talking to women or men or middle-aged or young or old. You have different data that you can play with and see what's happening. Again, these are not actual people that you're hiring, that you're testing out. It's just a voice AI agent that will charge or that will add a cost when it's utilized. If it's not utilized, it's there for free. All right. And then you can test your agent on the right-hand side by selecting which number to call from. So if you have multiple numbers in the system, let's see over here, I need to shift this. Then you can select which number to call from, and then you can enter your number so that the system will call you over on this particular instant. The system will call you because it's a test call. In the real case, the system will be receiving the calls. So if you enter your number, the system will call you, you'll receive the call. As soon as you pick up, it will open up with the, hey, you have reached OPM Tools, how can I help you today? And you can play around with it. You can ask difficult questions. And when I say I want to emphasize on this, ask it as many difficult questions as you can, so you will understand whether or not it is capable enough to handle those questions or not. Try using every case study there is. Every kind of difficult client call that you have faced, every kind of stupid question that you have ever faced. Hey, who are you? Hey, what do you do? Anything. Try to play around with the noise and the accent as well, so that it can understand every different accent as well. And all of that data that you gather, that you receive from it, you will be able to prompt it properly. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Cohen, who's going to show you the other parts of this system.
Well, moving on to agent goals, similar to the previous AIs that we have gone over, you are going to need to set up your AI and basically give it a rundown as to what you are, what your business model is, what you do, and so on. Similar to hiring on a new person, they have to actually know who they're working for and what their job is. So for agent goals, you want to set up a prompt for the AI, basically telling them, hey, this is your name, this is what your attitude is supposed to be towards clients, and this is what you're supposed to be doing for us. And this is actually what the prompt does. Come with system role, call handling instructions. The more specific you are, the better. We're going to skip over the set up your actions for next week since that is a little more advanced, but scrolling on down to the receive email notifications post call completion, this will basically send an email out to whoever you specify or all users or contacted assigned user or contacts assigned user. So by clicking on specified user or specific users, you can choose who you can add as who will get the email of the summary of the call. And this will just send a notification of who called you and what they were looking for. Moving on to phone and availability, this is where you set up the phone number, and this is where you also set up the time frame that the voice AI will actually work. So going back to agent details, when we had to set up the time zone, the time period where the voice AI will actually work will be based off that time zone. So it is very important that you set that up and that it matches your business hours so that you're not receiving calls in a time period where you're not open. So very important thing to do. Yeah, I believe that's everything for that. And finally, moving on to dashboards and logs. This is your statistics. This is your total calls, your actions triggered, and your sentiment, what we will go over in just a minute. Your total calls, obviously, the amount of calls that you have received in the time frame that you have set. As of right now, it would be March 1st and March 18th, but you can change the time period as well. Actions triggered for going back to agent goals. You will see set up your actions, actions that are triggered from the call. That's what it will be tracking. And finally, sentiment. The cool thing about voice AI is that it can track how positive the feedback was during the call for the client. So if it seems like it was a positive feedback, it will just increase that percentage. If it didn't seem all that positive, then it will decrease. It's a very smart AI. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but it is very nice to know if the AI is a good choice or if you need to make some tweaks for it so that you'll get more positive feedback from your clients. Now, if we go to one of our current sub accounts that we are providing voice AI for, this is what the graph will look like. This is what all the statistics will look like on the screen. It will show you a time period graph, duration, average call duration, and then it will show you a log of everyone that has called and the voice AI has made the call for.
Yeah, and one more thing I need to add, on these contact names where we have the phone numbers and the date and time and duration, you also see the actions triggered. So which call triggered which action? So, and during the call, you can set it up in a way that if a certain condition has been reached, if the person has said something that I want to talk to a manager, or I'm interested in this, or can you connect me with this, or whatever that key phrase is going to be, it can connect the call or contact the representative accordingly, just like a basic receptionist would do. All right. Now, if you scroll towards the right, we have the summary as well. So just click on the summary and you get what details were collected during the call. You have the phone number that was collected. Now go on to another summary where it says 110, the highest time. Yep. So now you, in this one, you were able, the AI was able to collect the first name, the last name, and the phone number as well. The phone number is obvious because that's the number it's been called from, but to collect the first name and the last name, maybe in even the email address, maybe other information, the things are endless. I mean, everyone gets tired by looking at their contact page and seeing all a bunch of numbers with no information on that. If voice AI is able to handle those calls, now you have a complete set of data. And with that data, you can even move forward. Then you have the transcript in front of you. You can see, you can check what the transcript is, how did the call went. Hey, you have reached this company. How can I help you? Yeah, I was calling to see. Thank you. My name is this. And you can even see that this person, based on the call that we have, the transcript in front of us, it was unable to understand, or I wouldn't say unable to understand, but it did not get that it was talking to an AI. It was talking to that person or that AI agent as if it's a normal person. So yeah, your people, your clients will not be able to understand that difference. Now, if you click on the call recording again of the Tanya one, the 110 minute, the call recording has been turned off. But if you turn on the call recordings, you can even get the recordings of the call. So you can listen to what was being said. If there was any miscommunication or mistranslation or misunderstanding, you can get the data so you can refine your prompt even further. Now, on the right hand side to the complete, you have the thumbs up and the thumbs down. That way you can tell the AI which calls were good and which calls were bad, or and the quality of good and bad means how were they handled? Were they handled properly or not? Now, if you scroll up a little bit, yeah, over here, let me just explain to you a little bit more about the sentiment. The sentiment, however, may not be 100% accurate, but it does give you an understanding of what the sentiment of the callers was like. So if you've received a positive sentiment, if it's a negative sentiment, you can actually go into the system and understand, okay, why is the sentiment not that positive, or why is it so much negative? What is the sentiment like? And you can understand if the people who are calling, did they had any bad reviews or bad feedback? Maybe it's something that you need to take action on. So you can see that sentiment over here as well. And then you have the completed calls and the total duration, the average call duration. Again, when it comes to voice AI, there is no sweet spot of call duration. It could be as long as possible, because that means the AI was able to handle, if not all, but most of the questions of the caller. And if it's as less as possible, then means it was able to grasp the information, important information, and close the call and move forward. So things like that. So based on what you've been seeing, you have been seen in front of you, what do you think so far, Michael? Is this something that's...
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, looking at it from the standpoint of does the reporting, like the calls coming in, incoming calls underneath our call report, would show us how many opportunities we had that day if we took a look at inbound calls coming into the company?
Yeah.
So that would be a place that we would anticipate that out of those calls coming in, if we put if they would be talking to those calls and sorting them, and then we could also kind of budget for costs based off of those minutes already to get an idea of what we should be thinking about.
Exactly.
As a start. And then you're saying that the information that's collected, if you ask them for their name or they give an email or whatever, it would go in and automatically update the contact if we already have that number in the contact part of our...
And that's not just it. There's one more thing. Let me break it to you. If the person is within already the system who's calling, it can grab the information from the system and then utilize it. So for example, if within my system, I already have Michael Holt saved. I have Michael's first name, last name, email, address, business name, XYZ, everything. The moment Michael calls, I can set it up to be so that the initial message is not something formal or cold call. It would be, hey, Michael, welcome back. How can I help you today? You'll be like, okay.
It knows if I'm an existing customer.
Exactly. It can grasp the data from the system as well. Hey, Michael, yeah, I think something about if your birthday is really close, for example, let's say, it can say something like, hey, any plans for the big day that's coming up? And you'd be like, what big plans or what big day? Yeah, I just saw that you have your birthday next week. What is it that you're turning 40, 50? Was it? And it can even know the age that you have within the system. So it can even utilize the information from within the system to talk to you and converse with you in a better manner, so that you feel that, okay, it's not just an AI call that's robotic and doing conversation based on a pattern. It can understand.
Wow, cool.
So things like that. So if you go back to Coven, if you go back to agent goals for a second. Yeah. Now, this is the prompt. This is the main thing, or this is the main brain of the system. All right. Now, within the prompt, you have the system role. System role defines what this AI agent is supposed to do, or what purpose is it serving? Is it a lead generation? Is it a nurturing one? Is it a Q&A? Is it a receptionist? Is it something to handle the fluff? Is it something to, what should I say, differ between actual clients or actual possible clients, or just random people? You can give it any prompt you want. Then if you scroll down, you have the call handling instruction. So you have greeting and reassurance. Start each call with a friendly conversational tone to put the caller at ease. Now, when you build it, you don't have to wait for it to go live in order to test it out. All you need to do is enter the number to receive the call. All right, so let's do this. Coven, where it says enter the number to receive the call, click on that. And Michael, what's your number? And let's see if Michael receives a call.
I'm getting a call.
Pick it up.
Hi, it's Michael. Well, I was looking to reach and talk to the owner, Michael. So I said, please wait until I transfer the call to the manager. So they're connecting me over.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now you can end the call, because the actual owner of this system might pick up the call and be like,
Yeah.
who are you? So
Yeah.
now you were calling, the call that you received from was from a staffing agency. If we send the call again to you, you can talk as if you're looking for work. So just try it out that way.
Okay.
Click on new call. Go in. Yeah. Type out the number again. What was it?
1-360-772-1751. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm looking for work.
Yep.
Hi.
Staffing Columbus. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I was looking to apply for some work and see if you had any work available for me.
Great. Have you applied with LaborMax Staffing before, or would this be your first time?
No, this is the first time.
Please wait while we send you an SMS for you to get registered. Awesome. I've sent you a link to apply. Now, can I get your name so we can keep in touch?
Yeah, my name is Michael Holt.
Thanks, Michael. What kind of work are you most interested in? Like office jobs, warehouse work, or something else?
Yes, I was looking to get a job in working in the office.
Great choice. Do you have a preference for working in the mornings, evenings, or are you open to flexible hours?
No, I can work anytime.
Perfect. Where are you based?
I'm
This
in
helps us find opportunities.
Vancouver, Washington.
Got it, Vancouver, Washington. What's the best phone number to reach you at? And do you have an email address for follow-ups?
Can you use the one I called you on? Do you have that number?
I don't have access to the number you're calling from, so could you please share it with me?
Yeah, 360-772-1751.
Thanks. And do you have an email address we can use for follow-ups?
Yeah, Michael at linkitmediagroup.com.
Great, thanks for that. I'll pass your information to our team, and someone will reach out soon with job opportunities that match your preferences. I hope you hear from us soon. Take care and have a great day.
Thank you. Oh,
What do you think?
I think it's really good. I think it's
And
really
let's
good.
see, let's wait for the agent to give us the details of the call as it's loading in front of us right now.
Yeah.
And just imagine that this call, even if it's more precise, it's more fine-tuned, it can handle, I don't know how many calls it can handle. So click on the transcript, you have the transcript in front of you, you have the questions that were asked, the answers that you said. Let's see if it got your name, your phone number, and your email right. So if you scroll down, Michael Holt, right spelling. No, click on the transcript. Yeah, it got the name right. Now let's scroll down. Yep, office, perfect. No, I can work anytime, perfect. It got the location correct.
Yep.
It got the number correct. And what about the email address? That's all we're looking for. Scroll down. Up. Yep. Michael at the linkitmediagroup.com. Perfect.
Yes. It'd have a little work to do, but it got it. But
Yeah. And now click on recording where it says we have the recording. We do. Click on the summary. This user called LaborMax Staffing to apply for work. The agent collected the user details, including name, work preference, location, phone number, and email. The agent assured the user that their information would be passed to the team for job opportunities. Did you receive an email to, did you receive an SMS as well? with a link to apply?
Yeah, I did.
See? Now imagine that you can send out an SMS during the call and then even ask, did you receive the SMS? I did. Okay, can you open up that SMS and is there any question about it that you want to ask me? Or maybe if you have like products and you just send them a message with your products in it. Do you want to talk about one of the products that is mentioned over there? Do you have any questions? Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Whatever it is. You can do all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And this is perfect for people who are thinking that they want to step into it. Again, setting it up, testing it out has no cost. Only when it's live and it's actually handling the calls, that's when the charge is incurred. And that too is at $1.5 per. Is it at $1.5 per? No. It's 15 cents per minute. So your call was what, two minutes long? It would be costing you what, 30 cents.
$3.
That's what it costed.
$3 or 30 cents?
30 cents.
30 cents.
Yeah. That's it. And now, based on when the value you get from the clients, if it's able to close a client, because we had this conversation with one of the people that we set it up for, and they were able to identify a potential client. Now, if that client later on gets converted and is a, let's say, a $5,000 worth client, that one $5,000 client can cover easily the entirety of the month's call durations.
Yeah.
And imagine if it's fine-tuned and it's been now. The second part, how do you advertise it? You can put your number of your voice AI. You can put your number on your social media. You can send it through email. You can text it out. You can put it up on banners. You can even set it up as a QR code. So when someone scans a QR code, this number will pop up in their phone, and all they need to do is click on dial, and then they're talking to an AI agent. So you can market it massively. So you have a very great and open opportunity to do that.
I love it.
Yeah, that sums it up. And apart from that, Cohen, it's time for how to contact us and how to reach us.
Of course. So as always, if you go to the bottom right of your sub account and click on the blue message icon, you'll be brought up with the support knowledge base where it has plenty of articles for you to read if you come across any problems while using OPM tools, or if you just want to learn how to use more of the features available to you, this is what you would use. And you also have access to the 24/7 live chat service where you can talk to one of us and we'll help you with any issues that you might be having while using OPM tools. If you just prefer to message someone rather than be in Google Meet. Also on the left-hand side, you can also go to support knowledge base here, and you'll just have the exact same articles available in the blue message icon, just on a bigger screen. And if you go to submit a request, and fill out the fields accordingly, we will be able to contact you via Google Meet and just have a meeting with you if you have any issues or you just want to gain access to some of the other features available in OPM tools. But yeah, I want to thank all of you for joining us today. Thank you very much, Michael, for being a part of the audience and being a part of the test run for the Voice AI. Next week, we will be going over more into detail of Voice AI, just going over some tweaking and just optimizing the AI to the best as it can be for your sub account and for your business. But again, I want to thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you next week.